Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Do You Remember This Movie?
The TV show.
I'm sorry, what was that?
The TV show.
Excuse me? Excuse me? Yes, welcome back to another episode of Do You Remember This Movie? Or this TV show. We'll get this going. We have a fun one in store for you tonight. This is bringing us back all the way to 2003. Yeah! And I do want to say hi, Cam. You suggested this one. Hi, Trent.
Not to blame. Innocent.
Not to blame on this one. I don't know who I'm pointing to, but we all watched it. We all watched it, and
for that we're all guilty.
Tell us about this movie.
Now it's time for the synopsis with Cam. The synopsis with Cam.
Two recently unemployed degens who are desperate for money convince an even bigger loser to take the fall for them after they round up all the little boys in the neighborhood to frolic around for their entertainment. This movie is awesome, and the name of this movie is Daddy Daycare.
Daddy Daycare. I think I've seen this movie before we watched it. I want to say I saw it probably back in 2003 or 2004, maybe. I can't verify that. I have to go back in time to find out.
Like whatever the opening day was, it was the day after that.
It might have been actually on opening day, May 9th, 2003. I was there.
He stood in line in full costume.
Full Flash costume. Yeah, right?
No, full Eddie Murphy costume. And Wob, that's not okay anymore. It's not 2003.
Wait, was I dressed like Eddie Murphy, or was I dressed like what Eddie Murphy dresses like in the movie? Yeah.
All we know is you had some shoe polish out.
With that being said, I would love to tell you who's in this movie. Getting over this Daddy Daycare cold. You know, you'd go to daycare and you'd get colds. You guys ever do daycare? I remember getting... Never mind. Firstly, we have Eddie Murphy in this movie. He plays Charlie. He's the lead character. He is the main dad, per se. But
let's just say it. He's the main daddy.
Yeah. He's the main daddy. He's daddy in this movie.
We'd almost call him Big Daddy.
Ooh. But Eddie Murphy is mostly known for being Billy Ray Valentine in a wonderful movie called Trading Places. He's been in a lot of other movies too, but I had to go back. I went back to one of his early on movies, and I did that one. I didn't want to do the one with the animals.
I would think he's most known for playing the role of Eddie Murphy in the movie Eddie Murphy's Raw. I don't know if you guys knew he was in that one.
I mean, who would have thunk, right? Yeah. Next up, we got Jeff Garlin. I'm a big Jeff Garlin fan. He plays just Phil. He doesn't have a last name in the credits. He just plays Phil, but he's mostly known for being James Aaron in a movie called I Want Someone to Eat Cheese With. Write that down, because we might watch that one later. Have you seen that movie?
No. But it speaks to my heart. I feel that movie.
I saw the title of that, and I'm like, we might need to add that to our list here.
Right before we came in here to film, I shared a cheese stick with my cat. So,
spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, let's see here. When did that movie come out? I Want Someone to Eat Cheese With came out 3 years after this movie, so he went nothing but uphill after this movie. But yeah, it's a TV movie, TV PG. You can find it on a free streaming service right now. Maybe we should look into that one or not. Next up, we have Angelica Hudson, who plays Miss Harridan. I think I said her name right. But mostly known for being Miss Ernst in The Witches. You know, the kids like playing little rats and everything. They run around. I remember that movie. The movie scared me when I was a kid.
We had a request to do that movie, so I bought it.
Did we?
Yeah, I have it.
That was a while ago, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Well, if they're still watching our podcast, sorry, we'll get to it.
Get on it.
We have so many requests, people. They're just
Oh, dude.
they're piling
List,
up.
dude, list and list.
I had to rent a
and
storage space.
Daddy Daycare was on the top of that list, so we had to just go in order there.
Yeah, D for dumb.
I got one more. So last but not least, this one hits home for me. So Mr. Steve Zahn, who plays Marvin in this movie, but he's mostly known for being a youth pastor at a Lutheran church in Robbinsdale, Minnesota, and also living in a house down the street from where I grew up. Yeah, he didn't. His family moved well before I ever moved to that house, but that was like the running thing. Like, Steve Zahn lived down the road down over there. And I'm like, who the heck's that? And they're like, it's the guy from That Thing You Do. Yeah, great movie. And last but not least, we got Cheap Trick in this movie as well.
That's known for being the band Cheap Trick.
Yep, nothing else to say about that. And a lot of kids in this movie.
About Steve Zahn, though, I was going to mention that if I had more time, if I could turn back, there's a scene where he's like, "What? No." I think he does that in every movie that he's in.
What? No.
I think he does it like 3 or 4 times in this movie.
Yeah, like what? No. And because he is typecast, right? But if you guys want to see a very good Steve Zahn movie, I would recommend Strange Wilderness.
Oh, yeah.
Good movie.
I haven't seen that in a very long time.
It's the most Steve Zahnest movie that Steve Zahn has ever been in.
That was early 2000s too, I think, or maybe.
Yeah, that's where I was when this movie came out. Well, let's get to some clips. We have just a few clips to show. So the movie starts off with they work for some sort of food company.
Yeah.
I feel like they're just like the marketing firm for it.
They
aren't
can't be.
No?
They can't be because I thought the same thing. But when he mentions like, well, what like you want cotton candy cereal, they're like, oh wow, let's do that, right? So they must be the creators of this. Do we know who that guy is?
No clue.
That's my fault. I should have figured it out.
I tried to figure it out, but I didn't look anything up. I just saw his face over and over, and I was like, that guy might be from somewhere. And then I was like, oh, it's probably from this movie.
Yeah, I kept.
That's where he's known for.
I kept looking in like the pictures of IMDb, and couldn't see anybody that looked like broccoli or a carrot.
It was hard to figure out which one it was.
So that didn't. So I didn't get anywhere with it. But
I mean, is it coworker Steve? Is that possibly his credit?
Yeah, it was that. I was looking for Bush. Yeah. But I ended up on a different website.
If they credited him as coworker Steve, that's a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Like it should have just said vegetable or
like a broccoli man. Yeah.
Broccoli.
Broccoli.
How come there's no
carrot.
cauliflower in this?
Yeah, I want to try these. I want to try this cereal, to be honest.
BROCCOLI. I am the broccoli and don't know why. CARRONT. Carrots are healthy for you and me.
And this is the best scene of the movie.
Yeah.
It's your birthday. Go broccoli. It's your birthday. Go carrot. Go carrot. Go carrot.
No, I don't want to.
Hello, boys and girls. Zowie, do we have a special treat for you today?
My favorite part of that scene is that they were filming that in a silent soundstage room.
Yeah.
And so he was just doing all that. There was no music, and those kids were sitting there actually that mortified.
like in the actual filming of the movie.
Yeah.
I just like that. Here's what I like. Like this movie kind of touches home. For the whole for the trio of us on. Do you remember this movie or this TV show? So what happens is the hero Eddie Murphy gets fired from his job because nobody wants to eat veggies for breakfast, so because he gets fired from his job, he also cannot afford to send his kid to the fancy daycare there is. I don't know if you guys even realize this movie is about daycare. So they're trying. Him and his wife are trying to find another daycare for their son, right? And so what's cool about this is they actually go to Cam's, former neighborhood, in Iowa, right, for the first one. So this is neat.
You gotta be kidding me.
Hey, we're gonna at least check it out,
Ben is not going here.
Look, looks can be deceiving. Let me just go take a look.
Looks
Hey,
can be
across the
deceiving. We
street.
in a
Yeah, this is
trailer
like,
park.
no, this is like,
Yeah.
just
I might have made a mistake.
not too
I'm looking
far
for the
from where
preschool.
Cam grew up.
Yes, it is. Welcome to Sorry. Welcome to the Touch of Eden preschool. Can I help you?
Oh, no, thank you. Just right.
And then this is Corey's current house.
Hi.
So, we keep the children right around here.
We do have a shed. Yep.
Oh, it's in the basement though.
And
They're all in chains.
Hey, how'd you get that footage of me with my overalls on?
Well, and we've brought this up multiple times, and nobody has seemed to call any authorities at this point. Nobody's done any investigation, but there may be people in Corey's house.
No, you keep this place.
It's either nobody cares or no one's watching. One of the two.
Trent, it's too close. You've never even been to my hometown. It was called Slice of Heaven, by the way, not Touch of Eden.
Come way off. They took an artistic license that nobody in town agrees with. This next one is their last shot, right? Because this movie seems to follow the rules of humor that there has to be 3 of every joke, and so. I'll just show you this. It's just weird that they drive away so fast.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I knew it had to be at least one decent place in town.
Yeah, it looks all right.
Yeah.
Why did they have to peel away?
That looked really suspicious when they would peel away. Like,
Yeah.
why is that car driving fastly away? Fastly? Yeah, they should have chased them.
Yeah.
Would have made a better movie.
Why were they driving bigly away?
Well, and then why couldn't and then I don't know. They could have stuck around to see what it really was. Maybe there was a false alarm. Maybe it was a cat stuck in a tree. We don't know. They ran away too quickly. I suppose to progress the movie. So let's do that as well. All right. So
Get through this.
so he gets the inkling here that he needs to start his own daycare, but a daycare ran by dads. Clever.
We'll call it Daddy Daycare.
Oh man, you should coin that.
I mean, I had thought about it at one point in my life, and then this movie came out, but I had forgotten.
Correct. This happened. This happened earlier with a shirt incident.
Yeah. Yes.
What? A daycare center, you and me.
Yes, Phil, this is a completely underserved market. Harrington has a monopoly on this whole suburb. All
He was eating ice cream like
and
a
establish
lot.
ourselves as the value alternative we
Yeah.
will clean up.
Do you think I'd be good at taking care of kids?
Absolutely.
That's supposed to be like a fat joke.
Are these
or
your
something?
kids?
Yes. It was 2003.
You know, Jeff Garland actually lost a lot of weight after this movie.
Did he?
It was just for the part. It was just for the part.
Yeah. Yes.
He looked like Willem Dafoe before this movie.
He was. Yeah. This was his the whale movie. All right, so I
love you, Jeff Garland.
I wanted to. I don't even remember which one of you texted me this now. You guys just all blur together.
A daycare center.
So they just came up with this idea at the ice cream parlor and the park somehow.
Yes, Phil's apartment too small, it's only a 2-bedroom place.
Charlie, this is crazy on like 10 different levels. What do you and Phil know about running a daycare?
This is not rocket science, all right? We applied for a license the other day. It couldn't be any.
The other day. Didn't this happen earlier today?
Didn't they have this? Didn't they have this idea today? Cam, you had mentioned this, didn't you? Or did I say this?
That was you. But yeah, it is absurd. Like, I don't think. At least I hope not. You can't just get a daycare license in 2.5 hours.
Well, right, and he says the other day. Like, I don't think at this point he actually has done that. I think he might be lying.
Yeah,
I think he might be lying.
Be more simple.
Okay.
And the other thing about that scene, if they're in such dire straits, they can move into one of those beautiful trailers.
Yeah.
How many wonderful people were living in those trailers?
I mean, they could sell their Mercedes.
They could.
Yeah, that's true as well.
They could.
I mean,
or one of them could have finished law school and now going into the practice of being a lawyer.
Yeah, that's true.
One of them could do that. I don't know which one. I mean, I feel like that was the crux of the movie at the beginning, and it was completely fell off the radar by the a third of the way through, right?
Yeah, it's like oh, I lost my job. Well, I guess you'll have to make 6 figures in 2003. And I'll have to figure out the rest.
Yeah,
and there's a pressure on him. Like it's insane. Like, oh, I've been unemployed for what, 6 weeks? Was it? Yeah. We can't live off one lawyer's salary for 6 weeks
in 2003. No way.
Well, and also they have to start the daycare at their house because their friend Jeff Garland has just a small 2-bedroom apartment. Sounds like one of them is better with their assets.
Or one of them got paid a lot more than he did, yet they had the same position.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
but speaking of Jeff Garland's character, I just want to say that so this is the day that they're enrolling all these people for their these kids for their daycare, and I think he got away with saying something inappropriate here. I don't know if you guys caught this.
I just stopped breastfeeding.
I'd freak out too.
What?
I did catch that.
I didn't even catch that.
I did. Yeah.
So, and I don't know if the intention was he's talking about feeding from her breasts, but I think as a young single mother here, that would be a turnoff immediately. That he's making any type of comment about anything that now she has to trust her kid there, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm overreacting, but I would think that sketchy startup daycare and then making any type of comment that even could slightly be construed as off-putting, I would just grab my kid and put him in a box.
I think the majority of the people that were bringing their kids to daddy daycare would have also brought them to startup sketchy daycare as well, probably.
Yeah, they would also brought him to stepdaddy daycare.
Yeah, like a lot of take my kids for the day, please.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyway, well, I don't know why I put this clip in here. Let's see if I can figure out the relevance. Okay.
Okay.
To understand what I'm about to tell you, you need to do something first. You need to believe in the impossible. Can you do that? Good. You see that red blur? That's me. My name is Barry Allen. I am the fastest man alive.
All right, that was.
I thought that was good. That was some good editing. So, they say Wally West in this movie, though. When they're talking about who Flash is, he says, "Yeah, it's Wally West." So they didn't do that.
Nerds.
They didn't do Barry Allen. He went the Wally West route.
Yeah.
Which is fine. He was popular in 2003.
Wally West was?
Yeah. I don't know. Literally just talking out my ass.
Okay. And then here's this movie is well documented for having a lot of issues, continuity wise. Somebody has something in their left hand, they switch it to the right hand. There's a lot of this. If you watch the cars in the background, I could have made a lot of clips showing that, but I feel like that's well tread, territory already. But this, I've seen this talked about before, but it's glaringly obvious when you watch this movie, and so it just can't be ignored. Okay.
Hey guys. Hey, Marvin, what are you doing?
Hey, the door was unlocked. I got your final paychecks here.
Okay, why is he delivering the paychecks? Does he seem like a credible guy? Why is that company paying somebody anything to go and hand deliver them? And then the biggest thing is, why would he assume Phil is there?
That's fair. That's a good point.
This whole
I'm going to go over to Charlie's house, and Phil's probably there.
Yeah,
they both got laid off at the same time, so they're probably hanging out.
And then whoever in payroll at the company was like, and Marvin, weird Marvin, don't spend those checks on yourself. Give them to the intended party. He's like, oh, okay.
And not to I'm not in payroll or anything, but it's been over 6 weeks.
Yeah,
since they've been laid off. So you think they would have maybe been paid already? But what do I know?
Or maybe they got a severance, and that's why they kept the BMW. Who knows?
Yeah.
So what's going on here?
Oh yeah.
And Cam wanted me to include.
Don't even ask.
The Klingon.
Nukna.
Klingon Mark.
Ija.
Giak.
Is that Cam?
That's what I thought.
As a kid? Is that Cam?
But why? Okay, why would a Klingon give a Vulcan peace sign? That's right. Movie destroyed.
Oh, no.
0 out of 10.
There's another one coming up here. There's another one.
You can understand him?
Yeah. Yeah, he's speaking Klingon.
Oh, that's Klingon. Yeah, that's what the
Right.
You're right.
And why would a Klingon even just greet somebody from the Starfleet?
From Starfleet. That makes no sense.
Yeah, they're mortal enemies until the next generation, and that's clearly not what he's addressing. All right.
Exactly. As obvious TOS uniform. Take that, you nerds.
And I wanted to point this out. This is very quick, so you have to look very quickly at this. But back to the Flash. I feel like we are supporting the Flash a little bit too much.
Now we're gonna get into the real nerd shit.
No, here's what I want to show is that maybe you guys didn't catch this. This is what I found. Okay, he's just wearing his outfit in the water. Just wearing this. This kid's gonna be damp all day.
Yeah.
Right? There he is.
But he has the speed to dry off.
Sure, Corey. But when he paints, they put him in a plastic bag.
They only had one little Flash uniform.
Yeah, they couldn't get it dirty.
They couldn't afford another $10 Flash uniform.
And also, if this was, I get this was probably not all shot subsequently, but if this kid was just in the pool and now he has to be in plastic, this is gonna smell. I mean, kids smell bad anyways. This is kid smell times 30, right?
Greenhouse.
The kid's been wearing the Flash outfit for a while. The mom said, even when he dropped, so. Does he just does he wear a diaper? You think?
Yeah, that's a lot to take off. I mean,
that is a lot.
That feels like you can, that's not a unzip. That feels like a remove the whole thing. Just,
yeah, like can somebody unzip the back all the way down at it's like a onesie.
Yeah, and I'm gonna need help putting it back on after after we evacuate the waste. All right, but here's what just R.I.P. The Flash doesn't even last that long in this movie. So
can I say shout out to the wallet chain there? I see. That's very 2003.
Or some of us, it's 2000.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Are you guys wallet chain guys still?
I was never a wallet. To be honest, I've never been.
I don't think I've never
been a wallet guy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And now, time for our sponsor, Ridge Wallet.
That'd be perfect.
Okay, so but R.I.P. to the Flash because he doesn't last throughout the movie. So here we go.
The places Steve Zahn looks is so stupid.
Flash.
Point. Because he also looks in like the dryer and the washing machine.
Oh my God! They vaporized him.
And that's what happened to the Flash. So that kid died.
He's done.
Yeah, that's the risk you're willing to take at Daddy Daycare. All right. And then again, like I said, there's many times in this movie where you could point out that like when the rude kid, the kid that kicks everybody, kicks Charlie in the leg, and then when they go to the next scene, he's grabbing his leg because it hurts the wrong leg. There's a lot of that in this movie. There's almost too much of it in this movie. But I want to show you guys real quick I can ignore those. I get it. This is a comedy. We're not really looking for factual and continuity, seamlessness. But this seems really weird to me. Okay.
What is that? That's pretty good. You got Daddy's head looking kind of round, though. Is my head that round?
Nah, but I got you a mustache.
Yeah, I see. Nice.
No, you didn't.
There's no mustache in the picture, was there?
No. And I'm going to show you that it looks like he's still working on it as they're talking here, so you'll notice that. But then he sees that picture again at the end, and there's still not a mustache on it.
No.
It's green.
That would have been great if Eddie Murphy had been like,
That's
"No, you don't."
Yeah, he's like, you put a green mustache on me? No, you didn't put any mustache on you. No, nobody. We already saw the picture. You can't describe it to us differently.
Yeah.
Stop gaslighting us on this. So I guess now Cam can just point the nerd finger over this direction because no way would somebody who's such a Star Trek fan who knows Klingon to use it in like conversationally, right, would paint their face as Darth Maul. Like, this is fighting words here. This will get you kicked out of the club. All right. Hey, look, it's Cheap Trick.
Hey, it's that one band.
I didn't really want to do this just to show Cheap Trick. I like Cheap Trick. You guys are making fun of them. I think they're a cool band, but I really wanted to show a different thing at this because this is about to save not just the movie, save our show. And by the way, that's not how feedback works. You don't just scream louder and it becomes feedback. Nerds.
I think he was
especially in an open space like this.
He's holding his ear, but it's really just the breath.
Yeah.
And he was backing away. Those boobs.
All right, here we go. It's not just going to save the movie. It's going to save our show. Ready?
Hey, they're showing Logan's Run.
Friday night at 8.
Which brings us to our next movie. It's called Logan's Run. Yeah! And you know what? Just so we can learn a little bit about this movie, let's go to Cam.
And once again, it's time for the synopsis with Cam. The synopsis with Cam.
In the distant future, a lady in a dress needs saving.
Anyway, I just thought we could talk about a different movie.
Would you like to know who's in this movie?
Sure.
Wait, what the hell?
Yeah, let's hold on. Yeah, let's find out who is in Logan's Run. Here we go.
Yes, indeed. So first off, we have Michael York, who plays Logan. Michael York is mostly known for being in Romeo and Juliet, the 1968. He's also Basil in Austin Powers.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, right? Next up, we got Jenny Gutter, if that's how you pronounce her name. But she's mostly known for being the World Security Council in the Avengers. The one with Iron Man. Stuff like that. And last but not least, we'll go with Richard Jordan, who plays Francis in this movie. But he's mostly known for being Jeffrey Pelt in The Hunt for Red October.
Yeah, this movie it's cool. It's a cool idea. It spawned a terrible TV show.
I was just gonna say they had a TV show that ran from 77 to 78. There was also a TV movie in 2013.
What?
Apparently,
I did not know that. I'm gonna because I don't remember that movie or TV show.
Wait, so Trent, you also don't know what's going on as I scroll back through our text thread.
I mean, I don't think this actually exists. It's a documentary.
Got it.
But yeah, Logan's Run.
Yeah,
that's how these movies connect. Everyone.
Yeah, really cool movie.
Ooh, Farrah Fawcett was in this movie as well.
Yes, she was. And
do you know that she died on the same day as Michael Jackson?
Oh,
Daddy Daycare.
Yeah, that was like one of those interesting pop culture things. Is like when you're a celebrity and it comes to be your time, don't die on the same day as a much more worldly, successfully popular celebrity. Right?
From the looks of it,
that's a good lesson to take from that. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I do have one more. So, the day Prince died.
Yep.
Do you guys remember the old character in WWF? Her name was Chyna.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
She died the same day Prince did, but nobody rememers that because, like you said, Prince overrode that.
So
yeah, by quite a bit. I think that was a little bit bigger gap. Yes. I think that might have been like Prince and Farrah or like this. I feel like I can't even get on screen.
Yeah,
gap between those two. And also, I just wanted to mention the fact that the Cheap Trick song is not appropriate to play to children at a daycare. It's like, isn't it about like your parents being stoned and you just got to be like, oh,
yeah, your parents are much cooler than you thought.
Is it because they say the word daddy in the song? Danny.
Yeah, all right.
Or is it Danny?
Daddy.
I think it's daddy.
That'd make more sense.
It's the only successful use of the lyric daddy.
Yeah. What about Daddy wasn't there to take change my underwear?
I hate that song. I think I ruined that.
That song sucks.
All right.
It's funny, but okay. And that brings us to our third movie.
Two Austin Power references in the last 3 minutes. I love it. And we're back.
All right. I want to show the just the last scene here. Just because again, it's hard to watch this and go like, wait a second, like this is all wrapping up too nicely into. Okay. So first off, why is he even there? If he's there, like, to get the kids, that's one thing. But it seems like he chose a time where she's giving like a multiple showing to prospective clients for her daycare.
Right, and it seems like it's been 6 hours since the decision made to go back to work.
Yeah,
and he was back at work for literally not even a half a day. And, let me go back.
So
Phil's over here like, I love it here.
Well, I clipped this. I cut the scene just a little bit just for time, but just check this out.
Philosophy is that a child is like a climbing vine. With structure to cling to and the right gardener to tend them, they'll grow to the sky.
That's the dumbest thing I ever heard.
That's pretty rude.
Oh,
She didn't even hear the whole speech.
why don't you tell these people exactly how you help their children?
Max. Max over here is potty trained now, okay?
He can make up anything about these kids.
Yeah, for real.
It's kind of true.
Like all these other people are just randos. They don't, and why does he have to prove anything to this lady?
Right, and Becca learned how to read.
Yes, I did.
And Crispin is the most polite kid you'd ever want to meet.
Thank you, Charlie.
You are most welcome, Crispin.
And I made friends.
See, in my head,
That's right, little man.
I
You
said
made
like the
some friends.
opposite of everything they said. Like he's like she learned how to read, and she goes, I can't read, and he became nice to people, and he's like, screw you, or something like that. Like,
Okay, but I did teach that little guy Klingon.
He's taking credit for the things they already had.
Takes credit for it.
No, but what I did want to bring up is okay. I understand the point of the movie, the premise of the movie, the idiots that this movie is trying to be catered to. That's the dumbass mainstream that audience that would just eat this movie up, right? I get that we have to just dumb it down for the masses, all right? But what I don't understand is when I was genuinely surprised when his kid comes out of the background in the uniform and goes, I made friends. What is that kid doing there? This woman tried to sabotage your business, your life, your complete lifestyle. You had 75 cents in your bank account, and you just this lady destroyed your fundraiser that you got cheap Trick to play. Right? She put giant bugs in the food that you're trying to sell. Right. And you just give it. I'm not even talking about the bitterness of the tactics that this woman has. This woman's unstable, and you're gonna trust your kid. So I couldn't get over it. So I had to go back to that scene where she gives them the proposal, right? And I think I get it.
You know, I said I would listen to your proposition, and I'm all ears, and I got other things to do, so if you'd be so kind.
All right. Here it is. If Daddy Daycare should close, for whatever reason, I'll take all your children for the price you charge.
See, that makes sense. That makes sense, right? That's why those other kids are there. He's doing their parents a service because the reason why their Daddy Daycare was popular in the first place because some of those kids couldn't get into this place, right? Because one of them speaks, Klingon. One of them dresses as a superhero. One can't read, right?
One's mean. Education,
yeah,
rock bottom prices.
Okay, but then I was thinking, if they get in for the same price they're paying him, then his kid and Phil's kid are going for free?
Free.
Yeah, because they weren't paying themselves to have their children there.
Yeah. So that's how it irons out, and then it makes perfect sense. But it still doesn't make sense why they went there to sabotage this lady. Two wrongs don't make a right.
And then
three lefts make a right.
Correct.
And then she ends up being a
crossing guard,
a crossing guard.
Yeah. That's her punishment, the karmic justice.
Yeah, like her side,
the easiest job ever.
Like her super sophistication and her way to teach young children could not go further than that building that she was in. Like she has to go and get a job that she doesn't get to use those skills as a punishment.
She couldn't find a job in that field ever again. She had to literally go to the bottom of the barrel. Yeah, I think Cam, go ahead. You brought it up. I think you should start it. You picked it. Let's hear what you got for DDC.
Oh.
Or the tagline I read is also D-Day is coming. That's what it says.
Do you got any others?
That's all I got for now.
Okay, bummer. You know what?
What?
I'm gonna give this a bad score. I thought this was funny when I was little, and watching it now, oh boy, real stinker. I'm gonna give it a yes.
I was gonna say, I am basing my ranking off of family movies, like family video movies.
Okay.
Not basing it off of the quality of a film. This is not a film. This is a entertainment purposes for family.
Yeah, but you think about like Cheaper by the Dozen or even like Mr. Mom. Very different eras. Much better movies than this.
But I'd take this over Dr. Dolittle.
Okay. I'm gonna give it my rank 4. Certified stinker. Very funny to watch, but oh my goodness, what were they thinking with this one? It seems like, and I think that this is me after watching Curb Your Enthusiasm. It seems like it's all shot in like that universe, but
California.
Well, yeah, I mean, but it's like the same houses and same vibe, like
for sure.
It just it didn't hold up, and I hope that all of you out there know that and still watch it, because if you haven't seen this, it is pretty funny to watch.
If I may go next. I just like that you called it a stinker, because I agree that this movie is total poo, so I give it 2. It's number 2.
Number 2.
No,
but you missed the bowl.
Yes, and it might be on the ceiling. So this movie, I had never seen it before, so I didn't remember this movie or this TV show. So I watched this with all the best intentions, and it wasn't funny enough or cute enough to be funny or cute. The one redeeming quality I do have, the one thing I liked, is that Charlie's character, works for this place, and they just throw him to the street, and they offer him a job back, and he rushly goes back there, but then he comes to his senses and decides to quit right away instead of 6 years later.
Oh, I like that one.
So you gave it a 2 for a turd. I do like that. There was a second tagline. I found it. Who's your daddy? That's the second tagline. So there's D-Day and Who's Your Daddy. So you give it a 2. You give it a 4. I guess High Squirrel Avenak is making an appearance tonight, dude. Making an appearance tonight. Woo! 5. I give it a 5. And I'm solely basing that off of what I had said before you gave yours, off of family movies. And I was also just thinking, like, I would never watch this movie unless somebody suggested it to me to watch, because we had to do a podcast or something. Like, I would scroll by, but at one point, without having children, do you just stop watching these types of movies? Like, how often do you watch a movie like this?
Oh no,
not.
Yeah. I think that might be the issue, is that none of us have children.
Right. So like we don't really relate.
Know of.
Yeah. Well, besides the ones that I got locked in my basement, right? I had it a 4, but I give it an extra point because I would have never watched this movie if you didn't recommend it. Nor would I recommend this or buy it.
Can I make a shout out right now?
We love shout outs.
I'd like to shout out my friend Maria.
Hi, Maria.
Hi, Maria.
She's in the United States right now.
Am I missing something here?
Yes.
Okay. I am.
And with that,
like,
Juan, take
it away. My last thing. On the cover, the dog. Was there a dog in this movie?
I don't think so. Was there?
I guess
that would have been my favorite part of the movie if there was.
There was like the show and tell for pets that was poorly thought out, but
Yeah, Beethoven is on the cover of this.
Yeah, it just looks like Beethoven.
What about
maybe I fell asleep during that part?
Is there a dog in this? Like,
let us know in the comments. And with that, Wav, take it away.
Was there nothing else you had onto that, Trent? You just asked if there's a dog in it. Okay,
because there's a dog on the cover of the movie.
There's a dog on the cover of the movie. Anyways, thank you everybody for hanging out with us as we talked about Daddy Daycare. Next week we'll have another movie for you.
Yeah, we'll have that. What's the next one called? It was like Granddaddy Daycare.
Oh no, but in all seriousness, there is Daddy Day Camp that came out in 2007 by the same guy who wrote this. Not the same director, because the director of this movie is Steve Carr, who played for the Bulls, who also directed this. That's not really him though.
The coach of the Golden State Warriors.
The Warriors. Anyways. That's all, folks. Thanks again for hanging out with us. Another amazing episode of Do You Remember This Movie?
Or this TV show.
So, we keep the children right around here.
Do you remember this movie?
Or this TV show.